gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, we have combined. We have the one and only QA man, Red Redford, to be here. He can go over some of the update. Yesterday was very powerful. The um, Arabic webinar. Even though we don't speak Arabic, you know when big things are happening by other people's face. Um, so he had a all-star cast there yesterday, for sure. I do wish I could speak Arabic yesterday, but they did great update in the back office. You can read it. Another thing I want to push out today is that 360 is coming on, and Ash is planning on coming. Usually we're not sure, but last night he said he's really planning on coming. I never know what's going to happen. Nobody does, but he should be there at 2 o'clock. The link is in the back office to come as a attendee. So that should be pretty cool. And as you know or don't know, according to everything going on, I'm talking to the people that have this a little bit of anxiety, which I'm not sure why you do. I know life is going on. I know people need and want, but where would we be without it? And we know what's coming. One little piece of Onpassive, one little piece. Sometimes you hear words like billions of dollars. And by the way, when people bring it up, they don't even know the other part of the company, other stuff that's going on. It is a smorgasbord of many unicorn companies, really. And that's why we've all said it. I've listened to Red, Chris, me, and everyone else is saying the difference of the company is, I know everybody's an expert, right? I get people call me, well, why don't they just listen? There is no reference point to talk about Onpassive. Well, why don't you go, look what Amazon's doing that now. They didn't start off where we are now. It took them years and years and years. In fact, if you go to Google, not always the truth engine, but it is an engine. If you go check, most companies don't even reach our level the day we started. They just don't. So when you have that and you have a multiple platform where maybe there's plugged in 10, 15, 20, or 30 or 40 different companies under the umbrella of Onpassive, what do you look as a reference? You don't. You're going through this field, you're plowing the field. It's not plowed for you. So you're cleaning the area and then cleaning and building. And that's what we're part of. That's why I love Onpassive, because I guarantee all of you, I know most of us know now, that we're going to look back and realize the journey is unbelievable. This is when we can say, oh, I was there then. I was there then. And I think the biggest problem with people with their anxiety is they can't get bigger than what they're used to thinking. And if you would just let it go and realize, don't bring anything from history of feeling a certain way about something when you're comparing it to something else. You can't. This is big, much bigger. And, people say, oh, this person's trying to do this. These people are going after the company. It's bigger than that. It's a gnat. It's a gnat on a rhino butt, okay? He doesn't even know they're there. But you just keep moving it forward. And the strongest and best thing we can do is run the race that we're told to run, stay ahead, and tell the truth. Just keep moving forward and tell the truth. Most of you know, I can tell by talking, you know what we're part of. Do we know everything? No. Do you need to? And anytime you're in doubt, take today and go backwards for 18 months. Just 18. Don't even go all the way. Go 18 months back and look what look what the company has done foundation wise to make us who we are. You don't build a foundation like that unless you plan on doing something freaking huge, and that's what we're part of. Today, you see, we have Ronnie Millsap. He's uh, he's here. He's going to sing for. I don't know why he looks like that. Oh, I know what I said. The future is bright. You're going to need sunglasses, and he did exactly what I said. He doesn't listen to me any other time, but today he did. So anyway, no, we're all here. It won't be real long. Red is going to do an update. It didn't make sense for me to do a partial on the Red do one at 11. So we just came in together. We're all one team anyway. And he's going to go through that. We can add back and forth. And then remember, tell everyone you're going to want to be there today at 2 o'clock. It's always better. You know, by the time it gets recorded, you got 100,000 people asking what was said, where you at, where'd they go? Well, just try to be there if you can. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Red. Red, thanks for coming today. And you're here in front of Ronnie Millsap too, so you should feel privileged.
Hey, wait
Yeah,
a
I'm
minute.
looking forward to
Let
a bit of a song.
Red, let me do my birthday things real quick. I want to
Yeah,
let
go
people know.
ahead, man.
I want to wish you a big happy birthday from the Onpassive 360 fellas and the entire Onpassive family to my brother, Mr. Skinny Winnie, John White, and our other brother who's in Rome right now with his wife, Bobby D Rag. Happy
Happy
birthday, brothers.
birthday.
We
Happy
love you
birthday.
and still pray for Pat Parent. I talked to her a little bit yesterday. She's doing
Yeah.
a little better. And Harold Fox is still in the hospital. Say some prayers, keep praying for both of them, but they're doing a little bit better. All right, Red, back to you.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks very much, Marty. Good to be here with you guys. Yeah, it makes sense because we've got 360 coming up. Not to make this a long one so that everybody can go about their day, get things done so that they can make sure they're there for 2 p.m. Eastern because we do know that Ash is planning on coming along, plus other people as well. So we're going to have a pretty packed O Connect with our CEO. Now, obviously, yesterday, as I brought to your attention, I'm sure Marty and Chris did as well, there was an Arabic webinar last night around about 4 p.m. Eastern, I think it was. And this was to update all of the Arabic speaking nations with what has been going on. Now, I am going to recap a little bit about it, but it's not going to be in depth. Why? Because I'm pretty sure that when we hear from Ash today, he's going to say it in English so that we all know it as well. But suffice to say, as Ash always says, only good news in Onpassive. Obviously, he brought up the things that we already know about, which is the issues in Bangladesh. They're getting worked on, and there's going to be an update coming from that very shortly. He did say that every day they're battling. They don't always win those battles, but the war is definitely going to be won. He said, we really are proud of what we have achieved in 2023. He said, we've had to have lots of changes because some things were ugly and we want to stay on top of them. But in the end, we will always win. He said lately a few founders have popped up with very bad behavior towards other people. It was quite funny, actually, that he was saying that if one person thinks that they're going to bring the company down when there has been literally governments and institutions that have tried and failed, really, it's a bit risible that one person thinks that they can do that against the government. Nothing's going to happen, by the way. Many have tried, but many have also failed as well. The bottom line, really, of all of this was, as Ash had told us last time we saw him last Thursday, that a lot of people have tried to discredit Onpassive in one way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, not only is it ex-employees, but an awful lot of founders as well. And as Mohammed Kamal has rightly said, does make you wonder if it's all been worth it to have the foundership within Onpassive because of the amount of headaches that some founders have brought to the company. It's a great shame, in my opinion, but Ash is adamant that everything is going to be for the good and benefit of the foundership through this stage that we're going through until at least September of 2024. One thing they did bring to the table as well is we're nearing now 3 million users, including founders, in Onpassive. We knew that anyway from what Ash was saying as well, and he did reiterate once again, everything we do is for the benefit of humanity. We know that firsthand anyway if you are plugged in as well. He said, do you remember Ojoy O Academy? Onjoy, sorry, Academy and O Women. Yes, these are being worked on in the background, and more information will be brought to us with this as well. He also said that there's a lot of other things going on at the moment that you guys don't really know about. And if you remember, again, going back to a couple of the webinars that he's done, he really is now adamant that he's not going to bring to the table anything that is not at least well on the way to be finished because of the anxiety it tends to give a lot of people, because it doesn't happen in a time scale that many people think it will happen. But there is some big things coming, that's for sure, which he mentioned last night. He said you really need to stop thinking about self-gain and about profits. Okay, there is a much bigger picture, and that is the family of Onpassive. Some might agree, some won't agree, but it really does make a difference if you are looking at the bigger picture of the Onpassive family as a whole rather than yourself. He said we can only bring a horse to water, but we can't make it drink. We give you everything within Onpassive, and really is up to you to grasp it and run with it. We show you the way, but there is a little bit of work for you guys to be done as well. He said the difference is we are an AI company with heart. That what stands us completely separate from any other business around. He did mention a little bit about the payment processes and how things have been changing. These are getting ramped up now. OConnect is getting activated. He also did mention that there is a small proportion of people that have activated OConnect, but it's not showing in their back office, in their ecosystem at the moment. The company know about this. He did give the amount of founders. It's a very small percentage, by the way. This is getting worked through, and it will be fixed. So if you are one of the people that have paid for OConnect and it is not showing in your back office, don't stress, guys. I know it might be frustrating for you, but the company know about it, and the company have the list of the people that it is affected, and they are working through it personally to make sure that it gets rectified. This will include any commissions, etc., that go along with that as well. And then Dr. Tarak came on as well, and he gave some pretty mind-blowing news, actually, and I'm sure once again we will hear about this today. What was that news? Like I said, the company have always been working behind the scenes and on the sidelines of other ways that the company can benefit within the internet space. Now, one of those is obviously data centers, and we all know that we will have our very own data center to host the whole of Onpassive on. At the moment, we have a small one that hosts part of Onpassive, but we do know that AWS Services, which is one of only 3, by the way, large companies across the globe, 2 in America actually, and 1 in the UK, that have the data center capabilities to host not only what we want, but also other companies as well. One of the smallest one of these three generates over $500 million annually. That is $500 million to you and I. That's just one company. We do know that AWS Services is much larger than that. He did say, this is Dr. Taggart, that a team of 250 to 300 individuals within Onpassive are working on this project right at this moment, okay, to compete with these other companies. There's no time limit put on this, but he was bringing the information to us so that we know what is going on in the sidelines more than behind the scenes within the data centers. This is obviously, guys, going to bring an awful lot of profits to the company, because we will directly be in competition with these other companies as far as data online is concerned. And obviously, Onpassive, we will be bringing a much better value to the marketplace than others are. And for a company, being able to host things within the cloud environment at a lower cost is got to be a win-win for them, because how the profits work, reducing your bottom line of what it costs your business just to operate. If they can get what they're already getting cheaper with better facilities, they're going to change. And that means more profits for the company, and also, yep, you know about it, the foundership and affiliates within it. So this means good news for Onpassive, and I'm sure Ash will update us all on that as well. Heard briefly from our COO, Mohammed Kamal, last night as well. They actually, in the end, had to hire a company to help resolve the payment process, as he said. Payments are getting better by the day. And also, the interesting part about what happened with the company that they employed to help them with the payment process, guess what happened? Yep, they were so impressed with Onpassive, they actually wanted to buy us. Can you believe that? We brought them in to help facilitate a problem that we had with the processes. They looked at our company, they loved our company, and they wanted to buy our company. But I can assure you that the company is not for sale. And in fact, Ash actually confirmed that our company is not and will never be for sale. But remember what Ash always said, we will become the hunted. Now, when you have a huge company like Onpassive is using right now for the payments processors, and they have turned around and wanted to buy us, that is big business, guys. That is what is happening within the marketplace as far as Onpassive is concerned with other businesses. This is why they want to be associated with us, because they can see what is going to happen. We might not see it because we're just little individuals, really, aren't we? We're not in the business world like other companies are and see things differently to how we might perceive or see it as well. But again, only good news, that's for sure. So it really was a good webinar. Lots and lots of information was given. And like I said, I'm sure that our CEO will update us with what I've just said, confirming it in English as well for the rest of the affiliates and founders, so that they are completely up to date. Anyway, that's it from me. Marty, back to you. Oh, just one other things. If you are a follower of Twitter, you'll notice as well that our CMO, Mohammed Nassal, who was actually on the webinar last night as well, he did a tweet this morning, and he's got some sort of setup as well for his screens. Did you have a little zoom in and have a look around his desk? He's got a huge, great big wraparound screen there as well, which is split into a few places, massive charts and stuff all on the wall. Wouldn't expect anything less of our CMO, Mohammed Nassal, but pretty cool to see. He tweeted that this morning, and I know it's doing the rounds on social media. Anyway, that's it from me. Back to you, Marty.
Fantastic. Yeah, I don't expect anything different. He's another Frankenstein like Ash. So that's what they do. Yeah, thanks, Red. That was very good update, very quick. Um, like he said, Ash is going to come in and freelance. I'm not sure what he's going to talk about. He'll probably bring up the update version English. Um, that would be great. I'll give him some stuff that we talked about so he knows when he gets in. Chris, you are the man. And Chris is wearing the sunglasses because he followed instructions. I didn't. So I don't want to make fun of, well, I do want to make fun of Chris, but I'm not going to right now. So here he is.
No, hey, I just want to say, get ready for 360. It's at 2 o'clock EST Eastern Standard Time. Set your watch, set your clock. You got to be there. Is this going to be, I think, a mind blowing 360? I'm very proud to say these two, my brothers, Red and Marty,
I'm
are
not
going to
sure
be
what he
with
was
me.
going to say. Yeah.
I almost said something the other way, but I forgot we're on air, we're live. But it's going to be fun. Yesterday, I'm going to let you know, Ash Mafara had texted me after the webinar and said, Chris, appreciate your patience for sitting there for 4 hours and listening to a language that you didn't even understand. It was well worth it to all of us because we did pick up a few um, niblets along the way. Believe it or not, he spoke English for us just to get us excited and fired up, but it was not boring. It was awesome. I think it was one of the best webinars I've ever been to. And like I said, I knew exactly what they were saying, but I really didn't, but I was excited about it anyway. And then for Peter Shore, I want to give you a big shout out for doing those notes and running the show. I know it wasn't easy. So, Buddy Pete, thank you very much for doing that. Every one of us appreciates it because I don't think you missed anything. I don't really know because I don't know what they were saying, but it sounds like you hit everything in the notes. But you did a great job. And guys, go over. Yeah, I don't care. Red says it. Ash might come on and say it again. I want you to read those notes over and over and listen just to the power in those words of what is really going on in passive. You guys don't even get it. Ash had one little niche. This is one little niche he's talking about 500 billion, million, zillion, trillion. And what did he say? And the profits are going to be shared with the founders. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I was so blown away by that. And that's all they had to say. That was the only thing I really wanted to hear. And boom, and other things. But yesterday, and I hope you hear it again today out of their mouths, Ash, Muhammad Nazel, they all hit every question I had from the last couple weeks from people. They did it in one showing. I appreciate all three of them and Dr. Tarek. And I can't remember the internal lawyer's name. What a great job you guys did. I don't want anyone to be sad or crying. You'll understand if you read the notes what's happening with some issues, how they're slowly addressing them, but it's all going to be fixed. Ash Mafara, Muhammad, even though they had to go through a little bit of junk the last couple of days, they were smiling from ear to ear. They're proud of what they're doing, and you should be proud of being part of this company. So, on behalf of us three guys, to the Mafaras, to the Muhammad Squared, I call them. I don't know if they like that, but Dr. Susan, the tech team, man, we appreciate you guys all for what you're doing for us, and we love you. God bless you all. Marty, back to you.
Fantastic. Yeah, and by the way, no joke. I was in the webinar, also not understanding, but with Onpassive, you've done this enough and been in all different countries. You know good things are being said. You could just watch their faces. And by the way, no joke. I watched Chris, and he really, really paid attention. He never does in English, but in that one, he never. I don't get it, but he really got into the Arabic webinar. So no, it was very good. It's pretty neat to be in something, even though we might know a small percentage. Wow, that's why I don't have many thoughts. I got problems in life. I'm passive is not one of them. Not one of the one I'm going. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen even bigger than we think. 680 people we hit today.
Wow.
Thank you all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
I want to repeat this again. Today's 360 will be put on YouTube later and put in the back office. So all those that are working or thinking you're going to miss it, you're not going to miss it. Ash Mafar said, let's get it on the YouTube after you've done it, recorded, and put it out there for everyone. So guys, staying plugged in doesn't mean you got to be on our lives because you can't. Staying plugged in is watching recordings, learning about things, sending information onto your organization that maybe couldn't hear it or get on it at all. So that's the key. Communication right now for everyone is important, and it's very important that we stay on the same page. If anyone's making something up right now in their own words, don't do it. Read the notes, listen to what Ash and Muhammad have to say today, and stick with that. Don't change the story. Listen, this journey has got lots of stories in it, but let's share those stories later, and let's keep to the facts right now. Marty DeGarmo, back to you. Am I screaming? I don't know. I can't tell. These co-pilot, red the tower, red the tower. We're coming in for a landing.
I couldn't get it to. Yeah, you don't
Mayday,
need the
mayday,
mic.
mayday.
They can hear you without the mic. Oh my God. Yeah, and it's getting louder and louder as he talks.
Fire it
Once
up,
again,
man.
once again, he had nothing. No, we're a
Fire it
good
up.
thing. Be there too, and like he said, we will record it now. After the show, please do. You can call Chris. He likes it. Do not call me and ask me where the recording is. It's
Yeah.
running. It's set up for 4 hours. Then I have to download it, and then I have to upload it. Give
Thank
me
you
a
for saying
chance.
that.
We'll try to do it tonight.
Yeah.
But things don't happen quite that quick. I'm not AI. Trust me. We'll see you all in a few hours. Thank you for being here. If, like Chris said, if you can't make it, it'll be out there. Plus, we've got note takers that are unbelievable. They're as
Yeah.
good as watching. Really, I read the notes and find out stuff I missed, really, even when I'm there. So you're not left behind. Everything will be good. One last thing I want to say. I'm not going to get into details because I don't know the details. The part I want to say is what matters. Bangladesh, business as usual.
Bingo.
Damn. And whoever was involved in maybe making waves in Bangladesh, this is only for you. And it's from me, not from the company. Bite me. Anyway, see you all at 2 o'clock.
Bite me.